here on my back porch on the closed-in, well, it's my outdoor kitchen more or less. And I'm fixing to fry up some fish. That's why we're out here. But I just want to kind of show you, because I don't think y'all have ever been out here since I put the kitchen out here. Well, outdoor kitchen anyways. See if I can stream you around here. So that's my garden out there. Right out there. Well, it's part of it. That's the shade tunnel that you can see from the porch. And if you go, the door going outside to the garden's just behind me. You see I've got some sweet potato slips started. Won't be long I'll be planting those slips, but they've done really good. I think I'm going to have several slips and hopefully have a good haul of sweet potatoes. But we're frying fish. I had some people, well, just a few, that they know that Danny fishes a lot and want to know how I cook my fish. Well, he come home with bass. They were, what, 1.5, 2 pound bass? So we got them cleaned up here. And what he does is after he fillets them, he cleans his fish really well, and he fillets them out. Then you soak them in salt water, don't you, overnight?
I soak them in salt water for about 2 or 3 hours, and I swap the water out. Then I salt them, not as heavy. Then I put them in the refrigerator.
So anyways,
flush them, wash them good.
We got some good clean bass here, and I'm really excited because I've been wanting some fish really bad.
We love to eat bass, and a lot of people don't for some reason, but I keep the 1.5 to 2 pounders. I don't keep the big bass. They're full of eggs this time of year, and I turn them back so they can hatch a bunch of more bass. But most of these we're catching this time of year right now, where we were yesterday, were male bass. And if I caught any that I knew that was loaded up with eggs, I turned them loose. We caught probably about 25 head yesterday. I just brung home 10, but some of them were a little small, so I turned them back too.
Yeah, but what we got right here is really good eating. Well, I mean, when we fry fish, we don't. It's just simple. I got about a 1/2 cup of just all-purpose flour, and then I've got a cup of cornmeal. That's all I got in here. Now, some people don't do this, but I do. And it's even with any meat that I cook. I season my fish and I season my cornmeal that I roll it in to fry it. That's just what I did. I do chicken that way too. And y'all don't pay no attention to me because we've been busy today and I didn't have time to get all fixed up and purdied up. So, but what I am going to put in this cornmeal mixture, I think I'm going to try to get them closer so they can see what I'm doing without knocking them off. Maybe they'll stay there. So I got my 1/2 cup of flour and a cup of cornmeal, and it just depends on how much fish that you're cooking, how much flour and cornmeal you're going to need. But for this right here, how many pounds would you say that is?
That's, I don't know, probably 3 pounds.
That's 3 pounds? Ooh.
Maybe.
Okay, it might feel like 3 pounds. But all I'm going to do to it is I'm just going to put a little bit of salt. And I guess a 1/2 teaspoon. And a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. But what seasoning I like to use, I think sometimes Danny uses Emerald Lagasse, don't you? But I think we're out.
And there's some Cajun seasoning we like too.
Yes, there is a whole jar in there. But I'm using this Old Bay. It's garlic and herb seasoning. And it is good on fish and shrimp, chicken, and everything. It's really good stuff. So that's what I'm using tonight. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit. Maybe I can. So you can either use something like this, or Emerald Lagasse, or some kind of Cajun seasoning. Some people like spicy. And I'm going to say that's, I know it's a good teaspoon. And we like a lot of seasoning, so I might put just a little bit more. Been a while since we used it. It's kind of hard in there. I should have checked it. I'll put about a teaspoon and a half. And my grease is really getting hot, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. But I am going to season my fish too with just a little bit of salt and pepper. Not a whole lot of salt. I'm going to change positions here. And I've got I'm using my electric skillet again because of the even heat. And we haven't got my gas cook stove hooked up yet, so I'll be glad we do that because I'm going to be doing my canning out here in summertime. Keep from heating my house up. So I'm just going to take my hands are clean. I'm going to take my fish fillets. Just going to now, there's all different kinds of ways you can batter. You can make a beer batter. Some people do that. But we just like it plain and simple like this because we like to taste our fish. So I'm going to drop these two in here. Yeah, it's plenty hot. So it's really neat out here on the back porch cooking because you're out here. I'm in my element. I'm out here pretty much in the garden, but not. And the birds are singing. I'm not going to be stinking the house up with fish and heating it up. Used to, when Danny was younger, he probably could have ate this whole plate full of fish. But it just seems like the older you get, you just can't eat as much at one time. I'm not saying you can't eat as much, but just not at one time. We love fish. And Philip Morris, if you watch this, this bass is really going to be good. I'm going to make some hush puppies and some french fries. He's always teasing me, and he knows we love walleye, but we don't have any walleye. Philip Morris, you may have to catch us some, bring it to us. I can almost get the 3 pounds in this. I was talking to Philip Morris. 2 pounds? You think it's 2 pounds? I was telling them when in younger days, you probably could have ate this whole plate by yourself.
I probably still could, but there's no need in it, is there?
Well, it may not be no need in it, but, you know. So my skillet is about 375 where it's cooking.
Used to, when they made the sulfur top matches back in the day when we were outside cooking, throw that match in that grease. When that match went off, it was time to fry fish.
Yeah, I remember that. Do it all the time. Now what I do is I just throw a little bit of cornmeal or a little bit of flour in there and see what it does. If it starts popping and cooking, I know it's getting there.
It's going to be good.
When you get that spatula out, we can kind of move them around a little bit. Either one, it don't matter. Just kind of move them around. One thing I didn't bring out here with me was a towel for my hands. I'm going to have to bring some out here and keep them out here.
I'll probably put a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce on mine when I get ready to eat it. Just a little.
Louisiana hot sauce.
I thought I put it on before, but I'm thinking you probably ain't gonna. You probably wouldn't like it.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
What's this right here?
That's what I just put on the fish.
I knew that.
I did not.
I didn't know you were still on camera.
I need to run there and get me a towel. I'm gonna let you cook.
Wish I had $1 for every pound of fish I fried.
I wish I had $1 for every pound you ate. Okay, while the fish is frying, we're gonna make some hush puppies. And I need something. Get my little spatula here. And I've got all my dry mix already in my little deal here. And I'm just going to read the ingredients off to you. And I'll have the ingredients wrote down in the description box too. It's 2 cups of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 whole egg, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and 1/2 cup of chopped onions, 1 cup of buttermilk or just regular milk, it doesn't matter. But I don't chop my onions up. What I've done is I used a grater, and I grated half of that onion's what I did. And when you're grating that onion, you get the juice from it, and you get real, fine onion. So that's what I'm going to put in my hush puppies. It's probably not, but maybe 1/4 of a cup. But with it being grated in the juice, it's gonna taste like 1/2 a cup. I just don't want them big onions in my hush puppies. So, like I said, I'll have the ingredients wrote down for you. This is cornmeal that I buy from Amazon. It's bolted white cornmeal. Weisenberger. It's from the, let's see, it's non-GMO white corn. It's grown in Hardin County, Kentucky on the Rogers farm. And anymore I try to buy non-GMO cornmeal. And sometimes it's hard to find, so I had to order it online. But anyways, I like supporting the farmers, like the farmers that do their own and sell their own. So anyways, if you want, I'll put the link to this below just in case you want to try it. But I got all of my dry ingredients in here. I've got my milk and my egg in here, and I'm just going to pour it in. I'm just going to mix this up. Is it cooking? Are they getting brown?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not yellow cornmeal, it's white, so it may not get...
It's not going to get as brown as...
I didn't have any yellow cornmeal. I just had...
It's not going to take very long for this thin fish. It's actually floating already.
Yeah.
For all those that never cooked fish like this, when that fish gets to floating, free floating, it's basically done. And I usually, when it starts floating good, I'll flip it a couple of times, brown it a little more, and take it out of the grease. It's ready to go. And this is about ready. It's not going to be golden brown because of the white cornmeal.
Right. I need to get me some yellow cornmeal just for fine fish. I usually keep some in there. But now that I got this mixed up, I'm going to put my grated onions in here too. I might have to run there and get me just a little bit more milk. It's pretty dry. I'll just keep stirring it up. I've never found a recipe for just a few hush puppies. I need to make up my own, I guess. Because this is way more than me and he's going to eat, but I guess we can put them up even more.
We can make the puppies hush.
Make the puppies hush. So I'm going to finish mixing up my hush puppies. And I can smell that grated onion. It smells really good. So if y'all want to get your pencil out, I'm going to read the ingredients to you one more time. Even though I'm going to put it in the description box below, I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. 2 cups of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 cup of chopped onions or 1/4 cup of grated onions, and 1 cup of buttermilk or sweet milk. Sweet milk is just your regular milk. So I'm going to go get my potatoes that I got cut up for french fries.
I'm taking fish out of the grease.
Fresh?
Fish out of the grease. Boy, that good.
I think I'm going to go ahead and cook my potatoes next before I do. I always like doing the hush puppies last. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to cook my fried potatoes. I've got just some regular potatoes. Now, after I cut these up, I soak them in water to kind of soak that starch out of there. But I probably just got like three potatoes in here. And I'm just going to take just a little bit of my cornmeal. And what this is going to do is make them just a little bit crunchy. That's all it's going to do. I'm just going to do this with it. And I'm going to put them in here and splatter myself. I think I'll turn the heat up just a little bit. I ain't had homemade french fries in a while. Have you?
Only at least 2 months.
2 months?
Maybe 3. Probably close to 3.
Unless you have that dirty bowl. So I'm going to spread these out. And I'm going to cook them, deep fry them like this. Oh, till they start floating a little bit and getting brown. It'll take just a little while. Because these are russets. That's what I got underneath the house. So it'll take them just a little while to cook through and through. But they're going to be oh so good. French fries are floating, but they ain't quite brown enough for me, are they, you?
No.
Cook just a little bit longer. Let's make some tartar sauce. Mr. Brown now. Whoops. They're pretty simple people. Y'all know that by now. And our tartar sauce, we just like mayonnaise and a little bit of sweet relish. We love tartar sauce. Fish and shrimp. We really like
Shrimp cocktail.
shrimp cocktail, yeah.
I like that with fish also.
I do too. We may have a little bit in there. So I don't know. That's about 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. I'm going to put a good tablespoon of sweet relish. And that's about it.
The
I mean,
shrimp cocktail's got horseradish in it, doesn't it?
yes, it does. That's probably why we like it. It's not too hot, it's just right. So that was a simple, whoops, wrong one. That was a simple tartar sauce. And that's the way we like it. We're getting done.
I think they're done enough.
Good. We don't have a light out here yet. Sun's going down. We're going to get us a lamp out here. You're going to have to help remind me when we get done eating. We got to come out here and cover my broccoli up with that tool because something ate the tops out of some of my broccoli last night. So
Probably got a rat out there again.
probably you're going to have to put your live trap out there.
I'm live trapping.
I don't know if you'll have trouble with rats in your garden. I mean, we live way up in the hills and the woods, and there's
They're pack rats.
pack rats, and they will get in there and they'll eat your garden.
You'll think it's a rabbit or a squirrel, but
Yeah,
it'll be a pack rat.
be a pack rat. I've been covering my greens and brassicas and stuff with tulle, because it keeps, not only that, it keeps some of the insects and stuff off your lettuce and stuff. So I think we're ready for hush puppies.
I guess you're gonna spoon them in.
Well, I got this little gadget right here that was given to me by one of my subscribers. So,
You know how many you used to take a spoon and drop them in there?
yeah, 2 spoons. It took 2 spoons.
Well, ain't that nifty?
Is that not nifty? We had these at school. And this is what we used when we made our homemade cookies. Of course, it was a size bigger than this. And you just dip in that cookie batter and line them pans up. I think it was 6 across and 9 down. Can't remember. Get kind of confused on that stuff. But you could do it pretty fast. You could fill up a bunch of cookie trays pretty fast doing it this way. So we're going to let those cook. Let them get brown all the way around and get cooked through. Mr. Brown's going to start turning the hush puppies there. I didn't add no more grease to it. I'm using, well, actually I'm using peanut oil because that's what we use in just about everything anymore. It's peanut oil.
All that means we're going to have to flip them a little bit, huh?
Well, usually we have deeper, where they're floating at least, but, they'll cook.
It ain't taking them very long.
Hush puppies always remind me of fried cornbread.
Yeah.
I love dipping them in our beans. Hush puppy in your beans. The only thing we're not going to have tonight is coleslaw. Are you going to be okay with that?
Yeah, I wish I had a good, sweet Vidalia onion. What I wish I had.
We have some decent onions in there. They're supposed to be sweet onions, but they're not Vidalia. Can't hardly get them around here.
Not this time of year. They'll be coming off.
Yeah. I've got onions in the garden, but it's going to be a while. And some of them are Vidalia. But I don't know that our soil will make them that sweet. So we're going to let these go ahead and cook. And you need to let them cook all the way through. Pretty much once they're good and brown all the way around, they should be cooked in the middle. And if you have any doubts, just get one out of the oil and just kind of cut it open.
You can't cook them too fast, too hot.
Yeah, in the middle will be doughy, so I think that's just about right. What is your choice of condiments with your fish? We got tartar sauce, ketchup, Louisiana hot sauce.
I'm going to have some tartar sauce.
And cocktail sauce.
I'm going to have a little bit of Louisiana hot sauce. Just a little bit.
I also warmed up some butter beans from last summer that I canned. We ate a big thing of pinto beans the other day.
And
so.
then I'm going to have just a little bit of this cocktail sauce.
So you just got a little bit of everything.
I like it. No.
So there it is, folks. It's just simple, good food.
One of my favorite.
It is. Well, your favorite's walleye.
But a fish meal, period.
Yeah, but bass is our second.
Yeah, and crappie. Bass and crappie, and they call them specks, and what else do they call them down in Louisiana?
But if you got a creek nearby, or a creek you can walk to, you can go down there and throw you a fishing pole and catch you some fish to eat. So it's a good frugal homestead meal that you made from scratch and your husband caught.
I'm going to the big lake tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Lake North Fork.
You might see Philip Morse there.
I'm going up there tomorrow.
You wouldn't know him if you seen him.
Nope, bright and early.
I know. Okay, guys. We're going to bless the food, and then we're going to eat. I hope y'all like this video. I know some of y'all were wanting to know how I done my fish when Danny caught it. And that's how we do it. Just simple.
If we don't grill it.
If we don't grill it, yes. Or bake it in the oven. That's a whole nother video. Out. I know some of y'all have asked, y'all know that Mr. Brown fishes a lot and we eat a lot of fish. Some of y'all have asked how we freeze our fish or how we put it up. Of course, me and Mr. Brown, we love fish, but a couple pounds is plenty for us to eat at a meal. And that's about what this is right here. So I just use a freezer bag. And I put my fish in here. This is some small bass that he filleted out. And I'm just going to cover it in the bag with cold water. Just like that. Now, if you put your fish in a freezer bag without the water, it's going to freezer burn real quick. It's going to dry out and be like a dry freeze, and your fish is going to be ruined. And this is just many years of catching fish and freezing it that we figured this way out. And when you thaw it out, your fish is really good. I mean, it tastes fresh. It's not freezer burnt. So you just get the air out real good as much as you can, seal it up, and put it in the freezer, and it's good to go. Guys, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I know we enjoyed the fish. I'm going to go out and, well, the sun's going down. I'm going to go out and put the garden to bed and clean the mess up. Y'all have a great week, and we'll see y'all in a couple days probably. God bless everybody.